And if you're ready, I'm ready to find out our fourth member. We have our random roller reset and ready to go. And now it's time to start generating some placeholders for us to build our character. And so for any of you who just came by the channel, oh, there's a cat. For any of you who just came by and you haven't seen us build a character yet, this is a good opportunity for you to see just how we do it. Hi. Can I help you? No scratching. And if you want to say hi to people, you can. Come here. Alright, here we go. Well, if y'all have the cat butt emote, this is another good chance to use it. Alright, first up, a percentile roll. Do we have a female character, a male character, or a multi-class character? 87. Oh, we're very close to getting another multi-class character. So we have a male character. And now I'm going to generate a 31-sided die to determine which race this character will be. Here we go. 9. Race number 9 is a Genasi. Or a Genasi, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And they are from the Elemental Evil. Probably not Volos, but Xanathars? Also? I'm going to roll a d4, and we'll find out which element we're going to be attuned to. Oh, it is in the elemental? Okay, got it. All right. 1. We have an air Genasi. So we have a male... Oh, hi. Oh, there you go, everyone. She's giving you rubs. Male air Genasi. Hey, Old Port, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Who is of the alignment? 9... Well, alright, so we have a Chaotic Evil character. So someone who is very spontaneous and tends to be more selfish than not. 2 neutral evils, a Chaotic Evil character, and a Chaotic Neutral. Well, you are exploring darkness lethality, and perhaps who best to explore such a theme than people who may harbor darkness within themselves to explore or even fight and be redeemed. So, a Chaotic Evil character, male air Genasi. We're going to be generating him at level 18, as that is the level of the prompt for that week's one-shot. Name it Aang. Now, of the 4 ASIs that we would normally get, I'm going to roll a percentile set and see if any of them are going to be feats. Nope, we're going to go all stat bumps. Now, our background, we're going to generate a 52-sided die and find out what does this person do for a job or a hobby, or, you know, how does he live outside of adventuring? We rolled number 22, which is a gate urchin. And I believe that's going to be another Sword Coast Adventurers guide. All right. You know what? While we're here, let's roll our 2 personality traits, 8 and 6. And then our ideal bond and flaw, 614. There we go. There's no specialty for a gate urchin, so it is what it is. Now let's determine which class he's going to be. And to do this, I have this big golden D12 right here. As there are 12 classes, and perhaps soon to be 13 or more with the Eberron supplement coming out, bringing Artificer online with its own subclasses. And this character, I do the drum roll, but I'm currently scratching the cat's face, and she loves it, so why disturb that? 1, a barbarian. Now, what kind of barbarian are we? There are 6 different kinds. November 11th, I want to say? Somewhere in mid-November, Old Port. So there are 6 different barbarians, and I'm going to roll a d6 to determine which kind we are. We rolled a 3. We are a Berserker Barbarian. Berserkers are in the player's handbook. Ah, the 19th. Okay, thank you, Marlboro. And hi, Marlboro Man. Good to see you. Watch that tail, ma'am. Now, barbarians don't have class features, so we don't need to worry about that. We're going to come down here, and we're going to find Air Genasi. Here we are. And roll a percentile set to find out how old our character is. Or not specifically, but in which period of life he is. 73. We have a middle-aged character. And for a middle-aged character, an Air Genasi in particular, that's 54 plus 26. So we're going to make a 26-sided die, and we're going to add a modifier of 54, and our result is we are a 64-year-old Air Genasi, putting us in middle age. Now their base height is 4'8", and we're adding 2d10 to his height. So we're adding 14 inches. So 5'10". Now we're going to take the same number of 14 and multiply it by 2d4 by 3. So we have 42. So he's 152 pounds. And that's just him, not his gear or anything. Hi, thank you. You're being so social. Showing off to everyone. Yeah, rubbing on everything. Here, there's some butt pets. Okay, now we don't need our random character generator any longer. We have the outline for the character. We have the prompts that we need to continue to build, and we shall do just that. Now here's our player's handbook. I'm guessing if this is a Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide background, it's kind of a half background that is a build off of ones that already exist. So I'm going to open up to Urchin. And now we're going to get our Sword Coast Adventurer's Guides open once more. Oh, no, I was incorrect. Oh, you know what? Is that a Curse of Strahd one, I wonder? Let me see. Oh, or no, it's a Hillsfar region, I think. Let me double check. From the Adventurers League. Let's see, Hillsfar. Cormanthor refugee. There we go. Aha! A gate urchin. All right. All traffic into and out of the city of trade passes through the Hillsfar Gate, making it the ideal place for the destitute to gather to panhandle, busk, gossip, and pickpockets. You grew up on the streets in the shadow of that great steel edifice, which houses both red plumes and guild mages. Though you may have moved on, you still have friends among them, and that life has a long-lasting impact on you. So our proficiencies are going to be Deception and Sleight of Hand. We're going to have tool proficiencies, Thieves' Tools, and one type of musical instrument. Thieves' Tools, and to generate an instrument, we'll actually go back to the player's handbook and go to Chapter 5. And if we scroll through, we're going to see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 different instruments. And so we're going to be proficient at playing 5, 2, 3, 4, the lute. This is an Adventurers League supplement for Rage of Demons. The Rage of Demons Adventurers League here. This is supplemental information for players who are playing in that. And lethality, as I didn't hear that we couldn't use this, I presume then that this is one that is okay for you, right? Okay. Equipment, we're going to get a battered alms box. We're going to get a musical instrument, so we're going to get our lute. A cast-off military jacket, cap, or scarf. Cast-off military. Hey, this might be a good bond to the soldier that we have. Jacket, cap, or scarf. Let's just generate a 3-sided die. Jacket. A set of common clothes. And a belt pouch with 10 gold. Our feature, Red Plume and Mage Guild contacts. You made a number of friends among the Red Plumes and the Mages Guild when you lived at the Hillsfar Gate. They remember you fondly and help you in little ways when they can. You can invoke their assistance in and around Hillsfar to obtain food as well as simple equipment for temporary use. You can also invoke it to gain access to low security areas of their garrisons, halls, and encampments. Red Plume and Mage Guild contacts. You can invoke assistance to gain access to food and simple equipment for temporary use. Like a one-shot. You can also gain access to low security areas of their garrisons, halls, and encampments. Note, this is a variant of the soldier feature. So it's a little bit more specified, though you can always just look at the soldier feature for that that invoking of, can I get a horse or whatever. All right, now, what about this character's personality? Our 2 personality traits... Oh, I have OOTA to check it up. Okay. And I imagine that lethality in your world that you're going to be presenting, you might have an equivalent, or you can come up with something like the Red Plumes or the Mages Guild, something along those lines. Now, our first personality trait is number 8. I don't like having a lot of stuff. Just a few simple things I need. I don't like being tied down and tend to leave things behind when I don't need them anymore. And personality trait number 6. I have a real flair for matchmaking. I can find anyone a spouse! Exclamation point. Alright, scoot this over. Our ideal is number 6. Ungrateful. Those who give only do it to make themselves feel better. I steal from them. Next, our bond is number 1. The Joy Dancers of Ladira gave me my instrument when I really needed food. I hate them for that. So we resent this group that, instead of giving us food, was wanting to teach us a skill or a life lesson. Boy, this cherry drink, I think, is dyeing the mustache a little bit. And our flaw is number 4. I think people who grew up in houses are soft, spoiled, and ungrateful. I frequently tell them so. That being said, our ideal is being ungrateful, so we're a little hypocritical too. But of course, our circumstances are different than other people's. It's everyone else you got to watch out after, huh? All right. So we have someone who really grew up in rough circumstances. You know, grew up in the shadow of a big city. And some people found his skills useful, took him in, maybe taught him a trade. Though these other people just sort of like, oh, well, here, play music and your stomach won't feel as empty. And of course, he's going to look at these people like, excuse me, that's, BS, I'll play your instrument if you feed me, but I'm here for food. All right, we have our background. Now, we're going to go to another supplement. The Elemental Evil Player's Companion. Put that over here. And check out the Genasi. Lots of fluff, lots of flavor to read about them. They're effectively descendant from Jinn and genies and such. You know what? This, from flitting place to place from this prompt, I think we actually ended up with a good random one for an air Genasi. Flamboyant, keen on having an audience. They rarely stay in one place for long, always looking for a new sky to see and breathe. Alright, our Constitution score increases by 2. We're going to float that here. Our speed is 30 feet. Languages, we can speak, read, and write Common and Primordial. So, it's sort of like the Latin, then, of Aquan, in a sense. So, we can't speak Aquan, but we can speak its progenitor tongue. Now, in Air Genasi, our dexterity score increases by 1. Unending Breath. You can hold your breath indefinitely while you're not incapacitated. We also can mingle with the wind. You cast the Levitate spell once with this trait, requiring no material components, and you regain the ability to cast it this way when you finish a long rest. Constitution is your spellcasting ability for this spell. So really, this, we can just get rid of this and put that on, let's see. Levitate is a 2nd level spell. And so we're going to put mingle with the wind, levitate, once per long rest, con. And there we go. Nice and easy. We do not have dark vision. We have 0 dark vision. And we have everything else, our age, our size, our speed. So we're good here. Now that we have our background, we have our race, let's build our barbarian. So as an urchin, we apparently had some anger issues, and those issues are still with us. They really make us smolder, and we resent people, and we can't stay in one place for long. Maybe that just makes us feel like we're always in the shadow of that great gate. So as a barbarian, our hit die are D12s, and we have 18 D12. Armor proficiencies: light, medium, and shields. Weapons: simple and martial. Our saving throws are strength and constitution. And skills, we get to choose 2. from animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, and survival. Well, let's see. What would work here? I don't like having a lot of stuff, just a few simple things I need. I have a real flair for matchmaking. I can find anyone a spouse. The Joy Dancers of Lyra gave me my instrument when I really needed food, and I hate them for that. And I think people who grew up in houses are soft, spoiled, and ungrateful. I frequently tell them so. Alright, so I think survival for sure. Right? We're living off the land. We're drifting constantly from place to place. Intimidation is kind of calling to me here. Although, you can invoke assistance to gain access to food and simple equipment for temporary use. If we're someone who does a lot of drifting, well, he doesn't like to have a lot of stuff, so that would probably mean a horse would be included. So, like, a mount really wouldn't be something that he'd have. So maybe animal handling, you know, because why have pets? It's a burden, it's luggage. Meanwhile, we have a penchant for matchmaking other people. So we're hooking everyone else up, but we ourselves are just constant drifters. I kind of wonder, you know, intimidation might be the way forward in this, right? We have our anger problems. You know, we hate these people. We think people are ungrateful. You know, now it says that I steal. I steal from them, so we have sleight of hand already. I think intimidation, especially with our raging and being a Berserker Barbarian, this person just has some anger issues from growing up as he did. All right, as an 18th level Barbarian, look at this. Our proficiency bonus is a +6. And our rage is 6 per 6 per long rest. Yeah. 6 per long rest. And we get some bonus damage equal to +4. +4 bonus damage. Or rage damage. Alright, a great axe or any martial melee weapon? Let's see. I like having a lot of stuff. Probably a two-hander. You know, we don't even need armor, really. I mean, we can wear it. But we might just be a very physical barbarian. So if we grew up the Red Plumes, I think that's a military outfit. Not that they don't have axes or something. Simple things. Real flair for matchmaking. Oh, you know what would be fun? What if we went with... Here, let's go to equipment. What if we made like a spear barbarian? Like a halberd? That could be interesting. So we have someone that is, you know, someone that's kind of impersonal, doesn't like other people per se, keeps them at keeps them at distance or at range. Yeah, let's do this. So let's go. Glaives and halberds are kind of the same thing. Let's see if they're differentiating anything here. Nah, not necessarily. So let's give this person a glaive. Now let's go back to Barbarian. Two hand axes are a simple weapon. Hand axes, well, they come in handy for surviving. So I guess we'll go hand axe X2. An explorer's pack and 4 javelins. Javelin X4 and an explorer's pack. Now, we already have rage here, and of course, as lethality said, if it's in the player's handbook, reference it, but that's all you got to worry about. We do have unarmored defense. We do get reckless attack. Danger sense. Our primal path we're going to worry about in just a little bit here. We're going to get an extra attack. Fast movement is going to give us an extra 10 feet. So we have 40 run, 20 climb, 20 swim, and 0 fly. At 7th level as a barbarian, we're going to get a feral instinct. If you're surprised by combat, you can act normally in your first turn. We then have brutal critical. And it goes to 3 additional dice at 17th level, so we're going to get that. So brutal critical plus 3 dice. At 11th level, we have Relentless Rage. And we then move into Persistent Rage. And finally, at 18th level, we have Indomitable Might. If your total for a strength check is less than your strength score, you can use your score in place of the total. Ooh, that's pretty good. Now, that is just average barbarian. Every subclass, as a barbarian, all barbarians get that. Now our subclass is going to give us a little bit more specialty here. And we have randomly rolled the Path of the Berserker. We are going to get the ability to Frenzy. Let's see, if you do so, you can make a single melee attack as a bonus action. And then, of course, you get that level of exhaustion afterwards. We get Mindless Rage. So we cannot be charmed or frightened while we're raging. And we get, at level 10, Intimidating Presence. Being at 10th level, you can use your action to frighten someone with your menacing presence. When you do so, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you and must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. So this is 8 plus proficiency plus charisma. So this is going to be DC, and we're going to calculate that after we get our scores. And I'm going to put charisma over here as the note for when we're doing the calculating. And we also get retaliation. Starting at 14th level and you take damage from a creature that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature. We are just a constant source of damage. Damage, damage, damage. Alright, we have our background, our race, our class. Now it's time to give some mechanics to, well, I guess some numbers. The numbers part of the mechanics here. To our character. Using the standard array, we have 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. If we're finding matchmaking, I don't know, maybe we have a halfway decent charisma. So what if we do 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8 in this regard? So if we do that, dexterity goes to a 13, and constitution goes to a 15. And now we get to add 8 points because we have 4 ASIs floating from 4th, 8th, 12th, and 16th levels. We add 2 points to one stat or 1 point to 2 stats. And so let's do this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're still going to get a mechanical benefit from having a 19 in strength as opposed to the 20. I mean, the 20, our mod is going to go up, but at a 19, we can still push, pull, drag, and lift more. Four, 2, 4, -1, 0, and 2. Our strength saving throw is going to be a 10. Athletics is 4. Sleight of hand is an 8. And 2's down the rest of the line. Constitution saving throw is going to be a 10. Int, we're just going to copy paste. We are not very learned. Wisdom is going to be 0 down the line, except for survival, which we're, decent at. Charisma. We do have some charisma, if only to help intimidate and find people matches. And as well as our deceptive background. Alright, our passive perception is going to be 10. We're just that naturally aware or unaware, you could argue. Our initiative is a +2. Of course, you have something to help you with initiative as a barbarian here. Our armor class, if we're not wearing armor, is going to be a 16. That's also presuming that we're not wielding a shield. Hit points. At level 1, you get your maximum hit die of hit points, so that's 12. For our 17 remaining levels, it is half +1, so that's going to be 7. Then for all 18 of our levels, we get bonus hit points equal to our Constitution modifier. So in this case, we have a 4. So going through, that is going to be 72 bonus points. Oof, that's why having a nice high con is good. And then 9, carry the 4, 119. So that's going to be 131. Plus 72. So we have 203 hit points at level 18. And hey, we're no longer a set of stats, everyone. So if you have a name recommendation for this character, throw it out there. I'd love to hear it. Let's see, no spell slots. So Intimidating Presence is based off of Charisma. So that's going to be 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 8 as the floater for saves. And so it's a DC 16 for our intimidating presence. My earphones are going to go dark here soon. One moment. They've been very politely giving me a subtle beep. Like, excuse me, we need power, please. That was my computer hooking up. Alright, Glaive is a... We're going to get a +10 to attack with all of our strength weapons. And yes, you can throw a javelin and a hand axe, and it's not off of dex. It's off of strength because of the thrown property. So it's +10 all the way around. Let's see. Slashing, piercing. Hand axes are 1d4, and then we're adding our 4 strength. Our javelin is going to be, I think those are d6s +4, and our glaive is 1d10 +4. And of course, this has reach also. Although stuff, lethality, do you need me to label stuff like ranges on the hand axes and javelins, or that a glaive has reach? Or is stuff like that presumed on your side? No cantrips, no spell slots, or we don't need to worry about the DC for the attack or anything along those lines. We do get our 1 spell, though, which is Mingle with the Wind. And so that's Levitate, and that's here on our spell sheet. Excellent. We now have a party of 4 randomly generated characters from a bevy of books. We have Elderson Melandro, who is our illusionist wizard. We're going to do magic items tomorrow night. We're going to equip them, as Lethality Complex gave me sort of a budget or a consideration for equipping them. And so to cap things off tomorrow, we're going to go through and we're going to equip them with, you know, rare items, or maybe we even create some magic items ourselves using the guidelines. But yeah. Cormoraine here, who is our rogue thief, druid, Circle of the Moon. Chimney, who is our Tortle, Oath of the Crown Paladin Scholar. And lastly, our to-be-named, Genasi, very, very disgruntled character. You know, lashes out, chaotic evil. He's very selfish. Look, he lives for his own survival. Doesn't mean he's just going to murder people. But he definitely puts himself first in all things. Very minimalist. You know, might not really care about people. It can care about people. In fact, I have a real flair for matchmaking. I can find anyone a spouse. But personally, more of a hands-off person. Fights with a glaive. Stays back from other people. Kind of a recluse. Absolute just, poof. Especially as a berserker, you are just pouring damage out of your character. There's an angry air going on right now. This would be a very angry air. That is true. Let's see. So, at least according to the supplement, Genasi names tend to be something according to their heritage. And so we have someone who is this Berserker Barbarian, grew up probably as a very angry child, had to beg, borrow, and steal, resents people who live in houses for being soft. And so we actually have like a hard air character. And so what could we... you know what? Do you know what we do in times like this? Let's see. Speedy, impulsive, hasty, swift, tornado. See, I don't know. I think things like tornado and hurricane would be very obvious. There's nothing there for dervish. What about a just tornado? Cyclone, storm, twister, typhoon, reaper, and Coldspark. Pretty much with a simultaneous thought there. Depending on the culture you assign to the race, you could just translate. Yeah, yeah. So perhaps just calling him... Oh, not that one. There we go. So let's do this. Phoon. Hey, Cake Boss, welcome. Phoon Coldspark. From the two who mentioned Typhoon simultaneously. His name is Phoon Coldspark. Excellent. Oh, hi, bud. What are you up to? All right. Although Chimney, so known as Chimney for her looks. If we go back to the Tortle package real quick, let's find a naming convention there, as I didn't see any name offerings for our Tortle character. And I want to give her a name beyond just her nickname. Turtles prefer simple, non-gender specific names that are usually no more than 2 syllables. If a turtle doesn't like its name for whatever reason, it can change it. A turtle might change its name a dozen times in its life. Turtles don't have surnames or family names. Baka, Damu, Gar, Gura, Ini, Japa, Kinlek, Krull, Lim, Lop, Nordle, Nolka, Olo, Plakwat, Kui, Queg, Quat, Sunny, Tybor, Ubo, Uhak, Wabu, Zelbuk, Zopa, and Yog. Let's go with, what sounds good? We'll draw inspiration here. Meow. The cat, I guess the cat has input here. Mau Mau. This is how you come up with D&D character names, everyone. the world around you. You talk to people. You can get inspiration from others. You can have a good look around. All right, and then I'm gonna have to fix that file because I accidentally increased. Or I made that a capital letter here. Wonder how many D&D characters were named because the cat piped up. This is the only one I remember. But if he resets my memory by stealing my breath when I sleep, then it could be all of them. Oh, like globally? Oh yeah, I bet a ton of character names were off of pets. Even specifically a cat. Absolutely. All right, everyone. We have a party. And in our next session, we're going to go through and equip them all. So don't worry about that. We're going to give them some more than starting gear for being level 18 adventurers. And yes, significant numbers of tabaxi. Absolutely, Coldspark.